Om Sarvadharmastapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Yathagner Dahika Shakti Ramakrishna Sthita Hiyan Sarva Vidya Swarupantam Saradam Pranamamya. My salutations to you, O Sarada Devi, the embodiment of all knowledge, who exists in Sri Ramakrishna as the burning power exists in fire. Salutations to both Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother, and you will know why today again salutations to our beloved Ma. So Sri Ramakrishna has taught us in our previous session about the duties of the householder, that householders should chant the name of God. And he said a monk, a person who has renounced all the worldly pleasures for the sake of enlightenment, if he chants the name of God, what is so great in it? If he sings the glories of the God, what is so great in it? If he meditates, he contemplates, there is nothing great about it. That is what he is supposed to do. But when a householder does it, it has definite merit attached to it, because householder is struggling with his duties as a householder. He has to run the household, he has to run the family, he has to take care of his job, he has to take care of his worldly duties, and in spite of that, he's chanting the name of the Lord. He's singing the glories of the Mother. That calls for some very specific recognition, Sri Ramakrishna says. And he gave us the example of King Janaka, that mighty gainer of knowledge, that mighty jnani, in fact the Brahmajnani. He had attained Brahmajnana, and still he was so beautifully, so meticulously, he was managing his kingdom also, performing the duties on the spiritual front and also performing the duties on the worldly front with equal ease. Sri Ramakrishna says he was playing with two swords in his hand, the sword of knowledge and the sword of worldly duties. Such a wonderful example King Janaka has set in for the householders. We can also aspire to have the Brahmajnana while performing the worldly duties. And that's what Sri Ramakrishna had always used to insist upon the householders, that get into the mode of spirituality, get into the practice of spirituality, practice, and in spite of you doing the worldly duties, you will attain to the ultimate. That was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to us in our previous session. And now, today, this date is March 29th, 1883. It is a Thursday, again a working day, I mean a weekday. And some devotees have come to listen to Sri Ramakrishna's words at Dakshineshwar. One Brahmo singer Trailokya, he has come there on that particular day, and they are all making real joyous mood with singing of the devotional songs and with Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. Now, that day, one Bengali gentleman, he was unknown to the devotee circle as such. He came wearing ochre robes. He was wearing ochre cloth, and the ochre cloth of a monk. Of course, only the monks, those who have renounced the worldly pleasures, the worldly temptations, the worldly attractions, they wear the ochre robe after undertaking the vows of sannyasa, the vows of renunciation. Now, this gentleman, he had not taken any vows of renunciation. Still, he had started putting on the ochre robes. So this person came to Sri Ramakrishna. He entered the room and sat on the floor. And Master, the moment Sri Ramakrishna looked at him, he realized that this person, he has not taken any formal vows of sannyasa. He has not taken formal vows of initiation. He has put on the ochre robe, that's fine. And then Sri Ramakrishna tells him that the moment he came, why this gerrua? Gerrua is that ochre, orange color robes with the all-renouncing monks they wear, monks and nuns. Why this gerrua? Should one put on such a thing for a mere fancy? Sri Ramakrishna was not at all happy with this ordinary person's putting on the ochre robes. And then he gave one example that how once a man said that I have exchanged the Chandi for a drum. Now Chandi is a scripture highlighting the glories of the Divine Mother, the Chandi Mahatmya. So earlier, apparently, this person, he used to sing Chandi. It was such a very noble task, such a holy task. He used to perform that chanting of the holy Chandi. And giving up reading of the Chandi, giving up singing the Chandi Mahatmya, he said, now I am beating the drums. At one point of time, he was doing such a wonderful job. He was doing such a holy thing, such a pious act of singing Chandi Mahatmya. And now he has given up chanting Chandi, he has given up singing the Chandi, and instead now he is beating the drums. He is doing such an ordinary task. At one point of time, he was doing such a meritorious act. So at first he used to sing the holy songs of Chandi, and now he beats the drum. Beating the drum is it has no value as such on the spiritual front, unless and until you are chanting the glories of the God. Simply beating the drum, it doesn't take you any way forward, unless you have that devotion, unless you have that the habit, the practice of singing the glories of the God. So Sri Ramakrishna says, don't put on ochre just like that. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that there are 3 or 4 varieties of renunciation. People renounce. People renounce at the spur of a moment. It is called as markata vairagya. Just something bad happens and they get into the mode of renunciation. And then he gives those examples. That afflicted with miseries at home, one may put on ochre cloth of a monk. He's so fed up with his homely life. He's so much fed up with his family life that he says, okay, now I'm going to put on ochre. That is just a show. There is no internal renunciation. It is only to external show of, oh, I have put on ochre robe, because he is leading a miserable family life. Afflicted with miseries of the home, one may put on the ochre cloth of a monk. But the renunciation doesn't last long. Next moment, when some family member starts talking to him in a very nice manner, very sweet manner, very loving manner, those ochre clothes are thrown off. Again, this person is back into the family mode. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, another type of man, a man out of work, puts on ochre wearing cloth and goes off to Benares. A person has lost his job. What to do now? How can I survive? Okay, I will put on ochre and I will go to Benares. With that intention, he goes to Benares, thinking that he is going to renounce everything in this world. And in reality, what happens? Sri Ramakrishna says, after 3 months, the same person, he writes back home, I have a job here. I will come home in a few days. Don't worry about me. That's all. The renunciation spirit has just evaporated. It has got destroyed absolutely the moment he got a job in Benares. He went to Benares with the intention of performing austerities by wearing the ochre robe. And after going to Benares, this person starts looking for a job. He finds a job and he writes to his family members at home that fine, I have got a job in Benares now. All the intention of renunciation and all has gone forever. I will come back home after a few days, collecting some money from here, and then we will have a nice time. So that is the second example that Sri Ramakrishna has given. And again, a man may have everything he wants. He lacks nothing, yet he does not enjoy his possessions. He weeps for God. He lives for God alone, and that is real renunciation. Sri Ramakrishna says there will be a third man who has everything. He is having everything at his disposal in his home. Mansion, the palace-like home, all the facilities, all the infrastructure. And this fellow is weeping for God. This fellow doesn't enjoy any of these materialistic things that he has to enjoy. He is not at all into it. And he just renounces everything for the sake of God. Sri Ramakrishna says that is the real renunciation. And talking on this point, among the great monks of the order, Ramakrishna order, there have been several monks who have given up everything. If you have visited Anandpur, the place of Baburam Maharaj, the parental place of Baburam Maharaj, Swami Premanandaji, what a huge palatial estate it was. His father was a zamindar, and you go and see the place. You go and see the place, you will get mesmerized that this is what Baburam Maharaj renounced for the sake of God. That was amazing renunciation for that matter. Then take the example of my own Param Guru, Swami Shankaranandaji. I visited his birthplace, Bamunmura. It is near Calcutta. A sprawling 40, 50 or maybe 60 acres of estate it was. And Swami Shankaranandaji, right from childhood, he was never attached to any of those materialistic pleasures, the grandeurs of that estate of the zamindars. He was not at all into it right from childhood. His mind ran towards God. He was not tempted by any of these huge properties that belonged to his family. Huge place, even Bamunmura is, and that is the renunciation. That is the true renunciation, as Sri Ramakrishna has indicated here. That you have everything under the sun that you can enjoy. You have everything under the sun that is at your disposal. Come and enjoy. But the mind says, no, that is not for me. For me, it is only the holy feet of the Divine Mother, and that is my place. That is where I belong to. These things, they are immaterial to me, and they will renounce all these worldly riches. Just like that. So that is the example that Sri Ramakrishna has given. And then he said that no lie of any sort is good. Don't create this kind of wrong, the show off that you are wearing ochre robes and people will come and salute you, unless and until you have renounced everything for the sake of God. You have renounced all the materialistic pleasures, all the worldly temptations for the sake of God. That is no renunciation at all. And that is a lie, Sri Ramakrishna says. No lie of any sort is good. A false garb, even though a holy one, is not good. If the outer garb does not correspond to the inner thought, Sri Ramakrishna says, it gradually brings ruin. In fact, it is so dangerous to get into this habit of putting on the ochre robes without any internal renunciation, without giving up the attachment to the worldly temptations, putting on this ochre robe. Sorry, Sri Ramakrishna says, that is a lie, and no lie is good at all. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. And talking about Holy Mother's salutation today, in fact, almost a similar incident happened in Ma's life. Once a lady came to Ma wearing ochre robes. She was wearing ochre colored sari, orange sari, and with the orange shawl and everything. And that total complete attire was that of a nun. Now this lady, she offered salutations to Holy Mother and offered 2 rupees. The moment this so-called ochre robed, ochre saried lady offered 2 rupees to Holy Mother, Mother got kind of a shock, and mother said, "Goodness, what is this?" Because the person who wears ochre robes, the person who wears the clothes of a sannyasi or sannyasini, that person is not supposed to make an offering to anyone as such, because that fellow has given up everything, and that person can offer only to the divine. So Holy Mother said to this lady that, why should you do that? You have put on ochre robe, you have rudraksha beads on your arm, you have all the external signs of complete renunciation. And then the mother asked her about her spiritual antecedents, who is her spiritual teacher, who gave her initiation, who gave her sannyasa. And this lady said, no, I have not been initiated. I have not gone through formal vows of renunciation. Just like that, I have put on this ochre sari, ochre dress. And then in reply, the woman said that she was not initiated. And then mother asked, without initiation, without any formal renunciation, without any spiritual realization, you have put on this sacred robe. How can you do it? This is not proper for you. Holy Mother also did not like that ladies putting on ochre robes without any formal renunciation. The robe you have put on is very holy, Ma said to this lady. This garment, this ochre-colored garment, this orange-colored garment is so sacred. You don't misuse it like this unless you are formally, you have formally taken the vows of sannyasa. And mother said, I was about to salute you with the folded hands, because offering pranams, offering salutations to a sannyasi or a sannyasini is like offering salutations to the Divine Mother or the Lord. So Mother said, all will bow down at your feet, looking at your ochre robes. You must acquire the power to assimilate that honor. You just can't put on ochre robes. People will come on saluting you. People will keep on touching their feet. And without acquiring any power, how can you assimilate that honor of people revering you as the sannyasini? To the woman, then that lady said that, Mother, I have desired to take initiation from you and all that. But Mother, Holy Mother, our Ma, she did not like that ladies putting on the ochre robe without the formal renunciation, without internal renunciation. What is the use of putting those external marks of a sannyasi or a sannyasini without renouncing everything internally, without truly renouncing the pleasures of the world, without truly renouncing all those material temptations? So that is Sri Ramakrishna's and our Ma's teaching on how one should never get into that practice of following a falsehood, of just putting on ochre robes just for the sake of putting on ochre robes. No. First, assimilate something, renounce everything, and then get into that position of receiving the honor that you are going to get because of putting those ochre robes. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.